Thank you, Terence. So for the people who just joined us, so welcome again to Leadership and Digital Technology. Yes, thank you. Yeah. But this is the second session. So the topic will be forces of good and in the respect of digital technology. So let me do a setting first before I introduce to the two distinguished panelists that we have. Let me set the background on the topic of forces of good. There are positive side, there are negative side of it. So in this case, we look at the COVID. There are situations where they are positive, there are situations that are negative. So in this case, we are looking at the forces of good. I've just been at the board meeting earlier this morning. We look at the scenarios. We have 7 scenarios of, apart from COVID, we are facing digital economy challenges. And there are other cases that we look at other scenarios, including even cases like if there are flood in KL. So there are some unexpected scenarios, and those are negative forces. But in our case today, we are looking at the forces of good and looking at the digital economy. So I will then set the setting in looking at the forces of good. And disruption has always been widely used to describe the radical changes to an industry due to the new technology. Despite the negative connotation of the term, disruption is a positive element in business. It requires a change of mindset, an open mind, and letting go of the old ways of doing things. Now, digital disruption has caused a paradigm shift in business operation. Decisions are made easier with technology innovation, from a lot of paper processes that's archaic, complicated system. Digital technology simplifies the overall conduct of business. That's resulting in higher efficiency in operation, as well as productivity that can be improved tremendously. New development in technology creates new avenues for businesses and to remain relevant so that you can capture new market and expand the market reach. Now let's look at one area, that's agility and digital disruption. Let's look at the positive side of it. In this context, digital is good. Digitalization, transformation to digital is good. So it is essential in making the organization more efficient, cost-effective, productive, and more customer-friendly. So this force of good allows leaders and decision makers to make better informed decisions based on data and reliable analysis. Now, this is good in relation to the force that you are trying to capitalize on. So if nurtured well, it will be responsible for the breakthroughs in the leadership, in the management, and the culture of the company moving forward. So let's get into it. Let me introduce the first speaker. Our first speaker would be Dr. Haji Rais Hussein Muhammad Arif. We'll have Dr. Arif virtually from Cyberjaya. And we'll have the second speaker from Singapore. So let me introduce Dr. Rais first. Doctor, are you on? Can you hear me?
Very much on.
Okay, great. So Dr. Rais Hussein is an avid strategist, perennial wordsmith, social engineer, as well as a serial entrepreneur and a serious policy intellectual. Now, Dr. Rais is also the president of EMIR, as well as the CEO of EMIR Research, that specializes in data-driven research on any given national or international issues. Now, Dr. Rais has more than 23 years' experience in corporate, in leading and managing local and global telecommunication, technologies, and IT companies. Now, Dr. Rais has been actively promoting inbound investment, technology and execution for high-tech, high-valued projects in Malaysia, and the exciting growth of markets of the ASEAN Economic Zone. Recently, there's RCEP, right? So there will be ASEAN +5, and I understand even Hong Kong is putting up their hand to join in RCEP. That's basically 30% of the economic activity in the world. Now, Dr. Rais has received his bachelor's in economic with honors, master's in management, and doctorate in business administration, and from the International Islamic University of Malaysia, that's IIUM. So without further ado, let's give welcome or virtual welcome to Dr. Rais.